Yeah, we live. We live. Definitely gonna get straight to it. Um, I was gonna talk about this like 2 days ago. I wasn't really into it yet, but I'm gonna get straight to it. Now I've been thinking about some things. As far as with Adrien Broner and overall, because I know probably 10 years ago. I'd probably say more than 10 years ago, but more so probably 10 years ago. I wasn't a huge fan of what he done, but I definitely was aware of what he brought to the table, and a lot of other guys too. But it's a lot of things that I've noticed over the past 12 months that don't get mentioned as far as Adrien Broner. I know he does a lot of things people know about, but it's a lot of things that they don't know about that he brings to the table. Also, I know a lot recently. Actually, I'm gonna say 3 months ago, I was saying how it was a good thing for him to actually step back and take time away from just being in the spotlight as far as overall and giving Tank some room to grow. And, Tank was basically in his own spotlight for a little while. And as we see recently, him and Adrien Broner's back working with Tank Davis. I don't know if too many fans of Tank was actually knowing that him and Adrien Broner was still as close as they are. But yeah, Adrien Broner, he's a lot different than I've seen over the years compared to a guy like Floyd. Like, he doesn't want all the credit of what somebody else done. And I have to give him credit for stuff like that. I know nobody else is gonna get online and say something like that, but I'm not I haven't been like bigger fans of Bronner than most of these guys on YouTube. They're bigger Adrien Broner fans than me, but it's a lot of things that they don't give even Adrien Broner credit for, especially with the Tank Davis situation. I think Tank showing back up with Adrien Broner and training, having his team train with Adrien Broner recently, that kind of proved my point on a lot of things I was talking about. I was just talking, you know what I'm saying? And people just hearing me talk, like, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So when Tank shows up with Adrien Broner recently, basically that was like, I told you guys. And I was talking about that this year. I was talking about that this year. I said, man, I'm glad Adrien Broner gives Tank a chance to breathe and stays out the spotlight and let him do what he need to do. Because most guys, they don't really do that. As we see with in the Floyd Mayweather situation, people are calling it hating, but no, it's just facts. The way that Adrien Broner is with Tank is a way different way than Floyd Mayweather is. It's a lot more different. If he knows that Tank could benefit from a situation like a Floyd, he'll be like, oh yeah, you need to do that. But at the same time, when he had his problem with them, he didn't make it, oh well, if I got a problem with them, then Tank needs to have a problem with them. I don't think it was a situation like that. So overall, I see the maturity in what Adrien Broner does. Most of the stuff he does, it's just stuff that affects him. It don't really affect anyone else most of the time until recently. But overall, he done benefit. A lot of guys have benefited from actually Adrien Broner being around over the years, from what I've known and learned in the game. And people don't really talk about that. I've heard stories recently, like um about Terrence Crawford recently. Now Terrence Crawford is, I don't want to keep putting years on. I think Terrence Crawford's about 36 now. I'm just say 36. Terrence Crawford's like 36 right now. And we got people walking around talking about some well, this person's the reason why Terrence Crawford's in this position. Like, man, come on, man. I'd heard them give. But when it comes to people like Adrien Broner, who actually I know it's two guys right now that's top 10 that Adrien Broner helped out. And people will say, no, man, he ain't did nothing for them. these other guys who's been bigger boxers than y'all would think Adrien Broner is, they haven't had any young guys come around them and have some success. Especially, I haven't even thought about Robert Easter. A lot of these guys haven't had guys come into the game and have success. I don't know if people realize that. I know now with the help of Tank's words, and his actions, he kind of help prove my point. Everything I'm saying is what Tank doing, or what he's been. Everything I was saying is what he's doing now. Still has a friendship with Adrien Broner. You know what I'm saying? Still has a friendship with him. And one thing I seen Adrien Broner say recently is, he glad that Tank respect him as a like an elder, like a big brother, an older guy. He don't look at it like, oh, I know everything. And that stuff I done gave Tank credit for in the past. You know, you got to be a real boxing person to really know what I'm talking about. But that's credit for stuff he done gave Tank in the past for. You know what I'm saying? As far as listening when he needs to. I think more so right now, Adrien Broner probably grouchy because, you know, he couldn't wait. When you cut weight, man, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to have a good attitude. But overall, it's a lot of stuff he done did that I can go on for days about. And I'm not really a guy who keeps up with a lot of stuff Adrien Broner does. But I know from what I've seen over the years, a big part of I would say he's a big part of what at PBC, and people know the name of PBC, he's a big part of why. Him and other people. But I would say him more so before Spence had really hit hit that level. Before Spence had hit that level, he was carrying PBC. Adrien Broner, without a doubt. And had Tank Davis around at that time. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. The fans they don't really give you just your credit on anything, because Adrien Broner, he just went around and said he had Tank Davis around all those years. But people, I'm telling you, if you notice, fans don't come around until guys get successful, because Adrien Broner was around Tank before Tank was even around Floyd. And then Floyd was around Devin before Tank even came around. But people didn't know who Devin was or who Tank was. And it's like, you got the biggest boxers in the world and y'all don't know who the guys is that's standing right next to him? That's crazy. That's the weirdest part about all this boxing stuff. I don't care who wins. The fact that Floyd had these guys right next to him all these years and people didn't know about it. So that's probably why Floyd has gotten way more credit over the years. Yeah, as far as what I seen, and I'm not really a huge Adrien Broner fan. Didn't watch the Maidana fight live. Did not. Didn't have a dog in the fight. But when I saw that fight, Shrek, and I agree with everything you just said, in my opinion, 2 more rounds, he probably would have stopped Maidana. That's just my opinion. People gonna laugh about when he walked to the out the arena, they was carrying him and everything. Yeah, I see why you could laugh at that if you seen him win, but he almost stopped that guy 2 more rounds. He was throwing some shots them last 2 rounds. That's what I do know about a fight, Shrek. He was throwing some shots them last 2 rounds against Maidana. I was like, whoa. Because, I had never seen the fight. So when I saw it, when I was watching it the first time, what's up, Jay Will? What's going on with you? You doing all right, bro? Shout out to Shrek, too, man. Y'all doing all right? Yeah, I was just going over some stuff about Adrien Broner that don't get talked about a lot. What y'all will know about me is I'm not a huge fan of certain guys, but if I talk about them, you'll think I am. Even like Adrien Broner. The way I'll talk about Adrien Broner today, you'll think I'm a super Adrien Broner fan. But I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that don't get mentioned. Like Adrien Broner did something huge recently where um he kind of stepped back into the picture with Tank Davis. Not really more so as trying to get the spotlight, but that was just showing me as far as him been staying out the spotlight for a long time. You said a better case for Hall of Fame. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a pretty hard question for me. I don't know. Hey, I'm gonna be real with you. I was just trying to think of who had a better career before we got on here. That's pretty funny that you said that. I don't know, bro. That's a hard question. That's what I was thinking of before I got on here. It's funny that you said that. It's funny that you said that. I was just thinking of that. I don't know. That's a hard one, bro. Whoever you think, that's probably the one I'm gonna go with because you can go either way with that one. You can go either way. Because the way I look at it sometimes, like now, if I look at it from like just a standpoint of Sean Porter, I feel like Sean Porter got some guys at tough times where he fought them. You know what I'm saying? I think Sean Porter got Ugas when he was tough still. Keith Thurman. He fought like Sean Porter fought them guys when they was in their prime. Like not a lot of damage. That's the way I be looking at the difficulty of everything, how they handled it. So I can see why somebody would say AV, but just off the top of my dome, I'm thinking like then Sean Porter fought Terrence Crawford at the end. It was like no. Yeah, I'm rolling with Sean on that one. But yeah, I like Adrien Broner. I think Adrien Broner, him still being in the picture right now proves, I can say anybody can say what they want about Adrien Broner, but him still out there trying right now. I had to think about it this week. You know what I'm saying? Him still out there trying to still be a elite fighter, still trying to do what he wants, what he needs to do, what he wants to do in boxing. Still got the drive for it. Um, that's a good thing, man. It's a lot of guys around his age right now hanging it up. It's very difficult in the sport of boxing. We see how Sean Porter done hung it up, so it's not easy. But I feel like I don't want to name drop nobody. That's why I'm trying to watch what I'm saying. What's up, PD? Yeah. Jay Will, that's facts. I feel like if he would have been on a strict diet, he could still be at 40 or something right now. If he was on a strict diet. Definitely could have. Because he was a problem at 140. And I feel like he's more of a 140 than a 47. But he was jumping around so much then, making the fights. In my mind back then, what's up, PD? Shout out to PD too, man. And Shrek too. Let me go ahead to Shrek comment real quick. He said Broner got an underrated chin to Manny, and even Maidana couldn't stop him. That was my point. Like in the Maidana fight, when I seen it, I didn't see it live, but when I seen it, I was like, whoa, it looks like Adrien Broner. Because I thought he was gonna get knocked out because I didn't see the fight or hear about the result. And I was like, man, it looks like he gonna try to go for the knockout at the end. It looked like he winning these last couple of rounds. And man, the way he was digging the last couple of rounds, I was like, bro, like I earned a lot of respect from him for him in that fight. He was digging in that fight. If you go back and look at those last 4 or 5 rounds, he was really putting his foot in the ground and walking forward. That was impressive. Yeah, 30. If he was at 35 right now, Adrien Broner probably be the best 135 of all time. It's just that discipline though, as far as that weight cut. When you get older, he probably look back now like, man, yeah, facts. 135, 140, max. Because when I seen him go back to 140, then I forgot what fight he went back to 140 after he fought like Sean Porter, somebody. He went back to 40, I think. I don't know what it was, but whatever the fight was when he was like, I'm finna get a belt at 40. That's when I realized then I was like, oh, this dude really like a 40 instead of a 47. But I think he was doing that to try to make the big fights. So when I look at things now, I try to keep in mind that he tried to make the big fight, so he was weight jumping a little bit. Could have been technically on pound for pound when you look back at it. Even with the Maidana loss. Could have been technically pound for pound on the pound for pound. That's why I say that pound for pound, bro, that conversation is people still don't know what pound for pound is if you look back in history. The guys who they said who was pound for pound at the time, when you look back in history now, a lot of those guys weren't pound for pound. I think Usyk just said something recently about that. I'm gonna drop some videos about that. Usyk just said something about pound for pound, and I got some other stuff when he was talking about. Trust me, the video I'm gonna drop today, y'all gonna hear it. He said some things about basically what we've been saying about pound for pound and everything. He said he feels like Terrence Crawford is still the top pound for pound guy. Exactly. Oh, not only that, Jay Will, he think that Terrence Crawford is still a top guy pound for pound. And he also said yeah, he had weight discipline issues, PD. Yeah, AB fought Maidana tough, bro. I'm going ahead, y'all comments. AB fought Maidana tough, man. If you ever saw Victor Ortiz versus that was a war. I don't know if I have. If I did, I think I have, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. You know, I ain't gonna cap. If I have it though, I will watch that. Yeah, Usyk picked Bud to beat Canelo. Bud and Usyk, boy. Now Bud getting a lot of love from overseas. In a way, a big fan of Terrence Crawford, Lomachenko, Usyk. He get a lot of love overseas, from what I'm seeing, especially on pound for pound. They don't think they just know how good he is. They respect his they respect his skills, bro, to the highest level. Like they really do. They really respect his skills. Especially anyway. Anyway was like he was still trying to get to where Terrence Crawford was. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because he sees what age he's at. You know, a lot of people can say this and this about Terrence Crawford, but right now, I know in my mind, realistically, Canelo about 33 years old and Terrence Crawford 36. And everybody talking about Canelo need to hang it up or he's declining. So, and Terrence Crawford. So the level anyway is trying to get at is he's trying to be fighting guys 3 or 4 weight classes up at the age of 36. He's like, if I can get to that level, then okay, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, Bud and Usyk. Yeah, Bud and Usyk are about the same age. I'm pretty sure he knows of him as far as amateurs. You know, Usyk have been around with the amateurs, man. That's what a lot of people don't understand. When it comes to boxing, they be like, "Oh, amateurs don't matter." Man, look, if you look at how many guys Usyk did fought in the amateurs, they matter. He's seen about every skill you can put out there, so it definitely matters. But yeah, if Broner would have been a little bit more disciplined with his weight, but it's a couple of things. You know, you can always criticize, but you know, looking back at it, they probably see, okay, we could have did this, but he was going up in weight though, challenging himself. So I can't really criticize him going up to fight certain guys at certain weights. That'll be taken away from his resume, or him even fighting Maidana. We could technically say that he probably should have had 2 fights before he fought Maidana. If I wanted to be technically sound about everything. In my mind, when he was fighting back then, I didn't feel like Adrien Broner was ready. And I wasn't a huge fan of him back then. But I didn't feel like he was ready though. After the Malignaggi fight, I felt like he probably needed 4 or 5 more fights. Like if you would have fought the Vargas, like Vargas and all those other guys, like Ashley Theopanes before he fought Maidana, he would have had a different result. But over here, man, guys want to jump out the window immediately. They want to have a big fight immediately. Yeah, and I seen he fought Bitterbill recently on the not recently, but you know what I'm saying, on the video he fought Bitterbill. That man done fought everybody, bro. Everybody. I seen somebody else name recently he fought. I couldn't believe it. I gotta go back and look. Yeah, Sean. When I heard that like Jay Will. I probably heard that when you heard it. When I heard that Porter Usyk uh fought in the amateurs, I was like, that's crazy. Sean Porter fought everybody. Yeah, AB look like he in shape right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I definitely am. I know it's weight cutting, but um, just the way from what I know about weight cutting, I heard he been saying some wild stuff, so that's a good thing. That means he's on weight already. He's ready. He got the right people around him. He just lost his coach recently. I think his name is Coach Mike. Condolences to him and his family, but Adrien Broner gonna go out there and he gonna have a purpose to fight for real. No matter what me or anybody else think, he gonna have a purpose of fighting. Yeah, I think Black Ops can definitely do it, but he got to be his fundamentals. If he's sloppy, Adrien Broner still he's still a he's still a top boxer. You know what I'm saying? He still ain't took no wild loss like that. No, I think he gonna let them hands fly. It ain't gonna be to the point where he gonna be Pacquiao on it, but I think he gonna pick his point. He gonna pick his shots. I think he is. I think he is. I'm looking more so at his Adrien Broner been a little like he's been level headed. Even though he's been crazy a little bit, he's been level headed, man. Like when he's been in the gym, he's been pretty serious. Yeah, but man, after those fights, like with Pacquiao, all the elite fights. Once you start getting those elite fights, those exchanges, it do something to you. Because like I feel like Kyle might out working with the volume. Yeah, but Kyle gets sloppy though, and he can get caught. That's my own thing about Kyle is he can box well, but his fundamentals ain't gonna stay the same all the way through the fight. And Adrien Broner and him not letting his hands fly like at a high rate, it might work in his favor in this fight. And I gotta see what Black Cobb's stamina be like. Cause sometimes his stamina falls off ASAP around 6th, 7th round. He start hanging over his front foot. So Adrien Broner could literally just swing his arms and Black Cobb's gonna be there. Yeah, AB came out like Pacquiao, he'll get stopped. I don't think his stamina good enough to come out like that. He possibly would stop him though, because I don't think Black Cobbs would. Hey, I'm just being real. If AB had like 4 rounds where he just letting his hands fly, probably could do something. I think Black Cobbs talking though would make Adrien Broner, because Adrien Broner don't go against guys who talk like that. If Blair Cobbs is talking to him in the ring, yeah, that'll definitely make Adrien Broner hands fly. I definitely think that'll make his hands fly. I'm trying to think of that now. I'm not trying to. Have anybody ever talked to Adrien Broner in the ring? In a fight y'all seen recently? I know Sean Porter doesn't do that. Who else? Pacquiao didn't do it. Maidana didn't do it. So I'm trying to figure out who. This might be the first time. Yeah, AB, if he ain't stayed in shape over the, I don't know what kind of shape he's gonna be in. I would have probably gave him more of a chance. I actually wanted to pick Blair Cobb this fight, but I think Adrien Broner right now, he's about as thin as he is on this picture right here. No lie. Yeah, he carries a lot of extra weight. Hey, he had one of those, bro. Hey, he had one of those. He gonna have a flashback. That'll be a flashback. But I want to see him let his hands go though. I definitely do. I think it's gonna be some motivation, man. He definitely. They got Joe Will crazy. I think it's gonna be motivation though. He back around Tank again. He hasn't been around Tank like this since, I don't know. It's been a while. Like hanging around on fight week. It's been a while like this. Training together. So it's a lot of good energy flowing around right now. It's a lot of good energy flowing around. Oh yeah, I found out yesterday that Tank Davis and Frank Martin gonna have a rematch if Frank Martin wins. Yesterday too. I know I was watching a little bit of their Earl Spence and Frank Martin's phone conversation with the media. But they was talking about they have a rematch clause if Frank Martin wins. It looked like Coach Kenny Ellis for off Trevante Davis' team. I want to say. I know he has access to everybody, but I think that's his main trainer right now, possibly. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be probably Bozy Ennis. That's what I've been guessing. That's what I've been hearing for like the last month or two. Yeah, I think it's Bozy Ennis. I think they'll be a good I think Bozy is a good lineup for Spence. A lot of people don't like Bozy Ennis as much as y'all would think, but I think he's a good trainer. I think he's a good trainer. I know what he's doing. If you look at how Jerron Ennis looks now from 7 years ago, you can tell that his dad's an excellent trainer. Yeah, he definitely know what he's doing. These other guys that be criticizing about that training, I mean, we all got an opinion, but we got to see what he's doing with Andy Cruz right now. So I think Spence going with somebody else would be, it wouldn't make too much sense. It wouldn't make too much sense. In my eyes, I couldn't see nobody else he would go with right now. There's some good trainers out there though. Just depends on what you're looking for. But overall, yeah, I wanted to get back on this Adrien Broner thing though. As far as what Adrien Broner, he's done, like I was saying earlier, he's done a lot more for boxing recently than people actually give credit for, from what I've seen, just on the outside looking in. He's had decent fighters come from under him, like Robert Easter. He helped Trevante Davis in the game. Wasn't jealous of Tank over the years. Helped him train at a high level. Tank's been disciplined when he's not been around Broner. And Broner really hasn't been like a crab in the bucket trying to hold him back or nothing like that. People don't really notice stuff like that. Most of these guys, like the average person, I don't care what nobody say, the average person that's in Adrien Broner's position, they'll try to hold back a guy like Tank. So for him to kind of get out the way and let him do what he needs to do in the game, he needs to get kudos for that. A lot of guys, period, in this world ain't doing that. So he needs credit all the way around. And he's helping put fighters like Robert Easter on. Robert Easter had a decent career, a very good career in my eyes. Been on some solid cards, headlined some cards. So he's definitely put a lot of guys in position. He got like 3 or 4. Now I say like, in my mind right now, as far as I know, he has like 2 guys right now that's top 10. Been top 10 for like the last, I would say, 8 years. That he's helped directly get to this stage of boxing. And doesn't take credit for it. That's why I was looking at Broner crazy when he was saying about the Alicia Bumgarner thing. I'm like, bro, if you really look at it, he don't really mention nobody's business or nothing like that. Like trust me, he knows a lot of things he can speak on, but he's a lot more mature than what his personality gives off. You know, the whole flamboyant, wild talking, it overshadows a lot of good things he does. Honestly, if you look at as far as with PBC, they didn't have a 47 really. I know they had Keith Thurman and Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia had just came up from 140. And then Earl Spence didn't really step into the picture yet. So Adrien Broner had to take a sacrifice to fight at 47, technically, for a PBC to get to where it's at right now. And when you think of PBC, you're not thinking about Adrien Broner. A lot of other guys. I heard older fighters recently. I ain't saying that he's the guy that started, because I know guys who was at the beginning, like when it first started. But it wasn't but as far as Adrien Broner, he was a big part of why they lasted that long. I ain't gonna get into it too much because it's a whole situation behind it. But yeah, he did a lot of different things. I might turn that into a little documentary or something. I don't know. But yeah, he did a lot of different things behind it. You actually can, because ain't nobody else talking about it. But it's a lot of different things he brought to the table. He didn't have to fight a Sean Porter in 2015. Are we serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. Adrien Broner didn't have to fight Sean Porter in 2015. Because if you think about it, Sean Porter didn't fight Spence until 2019. So from 2015 all the way to 19, one of the top wins at welterweight was Sean Porter beating Adrien Broner. So that's a fight right there that helped catapult PBC. And then what PBC did next? They turned around and they had Sean Porter fight Keith Thurman the next year. Yeah, Broner had to fight that fight at a catch weight, man. He wasn't ready to get to 147 and fight guys like that. If you look back now, like at the weight, he was really pushing his limits on that. I know people will say, well, Adrien Broner went from 134 to 147. He went from 135 to 147 in one fight. In one fight. That's what people don't understand. And Jay Will was PD was just mentioning this. He was better at 135 and 40. But this man went up how many weight classes? So he went from 35, went to 40, then went to 47. In one fight. And when he did good at that fight against Polymyalgia, then everybody said, oh yeah, he was 47. So, like, to be honest with you, people don't even use excuses when we really could in certain situations, especially with a guy like Adrien Broner. If you really know boxing. Never been knocked out. Finished every fight on his feet. He fought Maidana in 2013. I'm just doing some research right now to let people know, man. But sometimes I'll be like, man, I'm not a huge fan of dude, but I understand the work he put in for boxing and what he done for the sport of boxing. Just to be honest. Oh, this better not be true right here. If this is true, then everybody's gonna be bro, this better not be true, bro. Let me see. So what is that, like 10? Okay, so that's 10. Let me see something real quick. Just looking over something real quick. Okay. So that's somebody else. Bro, I don't know what. Like, this is crazy, bro. I'm gonna drop a stat right quick that y'all probably never seen before. And it's gonna show that just what I'm talking about overall. Bro, this is a crazy stat, man. Let me go ahead and put this up. This is wild. So Adrien Broner fought Maidana in 2013, right? And I'm just putting stats up there. This is not excuses. This is stats. You know what's crazy? People love stats until they come to boxing. I'm starting to learn that, man. Everybody be like, man, Luka had a 30 and a 10 and a 15. People love stats in sports until they come to boxing. Bro, Adrien Broner fought Maidana at 24 years old, man. Like, bro, do I really want to take, I don't really want to take this live into this direction. I don't want to. But Adrien Broner was fighting Maidana at 24 years old, bro. $24 this man was fighting Maidana. And people are he got smashed, bro. 24 years old. $24. Really? And these people say he got smashed. So Adrien Broner fought. So Adrien Broner fought a guy at age 30. Let me add this stat up there too. So Adrien Broner fought a guy. Man, this is wild. These stats right here is amazing. Go ahead and put these up. So Adrien Broner, in 2013, he was age 24, and he fought Maidana. And Maidana was 30. And had an 88% KO rate. And people asking, why did Adrien Broner get dropped in that fight? If you look back at history, that's why I say, like, a lot of these people, they can't. The movement gonna keep going, whether people like it or not. I'm gonna keep pushing. The facts not gonna lie. If people love facts, then we gonna see. But the facts ain't gonna lie though. And what I'm starting to find out now is a lot of these fans be capping for any fighter. Any fighter. When you go down these stats and all that stuff, and you start to pull up stuff like this, that's when you start to see the real story of what these people really talking about. Now, if I go to your favorite boxer, any of y'all favorite boxer, I don't care who y'all name, at the age of 24, who was he fighting? And was it a guy with 88% knockout rate? When really, Maidana knockout rate was like 90 something because he had fought Floyd 2 times after that. That's why I say, like, I gotta actually get on here and defend Adrien Broner today and let people know that I don't do the fanboy stuff. I talk boxing. Too much fanboy stuff in boxing right now. It's too much fanboy going on in boxing. If you really look at everything that's going on. This man was taking consistently hard fights throughout the years. And was at a young age. These guys now, they got to get 30 years old. Like, man, bro. Oh, hold on. That Kyron Davis. Who Kyron Davis fighting on there? Hey, who Kyron Davis fighting? I ain't heard about that one. Hold on. What's going on with that one? Hold on. I gotta go look that up ASAP. Oh, so they moved that fight to there? Excellent. Ooh, that card gonna be stacked. Man, I've been waiting on that fight. Oof. Hey, that's the fight I've been waiting on. Dang, they ain't even say they was gonna move the fight there. I ain't even see it. Man. Yeah, Elijah Garcia's a beast, bro. He a problem. I definitely like what he brings to the table. Yeah, this gonna be a good fight. I didn't know they had that one on there. Let me write that down. Yeah, I thought they was gonna move the fight, so it makes sense. Man, that card gonna be stacked. Yeah, I put I put the Maxeo video. I announced all those fights. As far as I announced the Carlos Adames fight a couple of weeks ago, Gary Russell, Mark Maxeo, he just got on there 2 weeks ago because he replaced Stephen Fulton. I put that video out recently where Stephen Fulton was on the card, but he had 2 different opponents and they pulled out. And then yeah, Stephen Fulton was on his card. He got replaced by Mark Maxeo. To be honest with you, the card they had before was it had more names. It had bigger names than this. When it had like Stephen Fulton, I think Morrell was on there. There was a couple of other people. I think they had Rayo and De Los Santos was gonna be on there. So they've been changing a lot recently. They've been adding names on the last couple of weeks though. Yeah, that first card they had was, I ain't gonna lie, it was way better than this one. They making some moves though. They're trying to fill out the whole card for the rest of the year, so it's gonna take some time. But man, I ain't know they had Vila on there. So they got him on there and Kyron Davis. It's kind of surprising right there. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, appreciate that, Jay Will. I ain't know that. I gotta write that down. Yeah, Jay Will be on it, man. Yeah, I ain't seen that. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Jay Will, I got a question. You think this card more stat than the other card they had in March with Tim Zoo? Yeah, me too. I thought he was gonna leave PBC in a minute. I thought he was about to leave. I didn't think so because he been there so long, but there been some weird stuff going on, so I almost thought he was gone though. I'm just glad to see you back in the ring too. Yeah, I'm glad to see him back in the ring. I think things will start moving a lot more, probably going into next year. Just because I think things been kind of held up since the shutdown. Just not now starting to get in the groove. They got a lot of moves going on right now though. Yeah, I wonder if PVC would do a card in Saudi Arabia. That might be a story one day. Like a whole card or something. But yeah, I'm glad to see Gary Russell back in the ring. And Carlos Adames, he ain't been in there since I think the J-Rock fight or something like that. Yeah, I mean, those fights, bro. Yeah, those fights were pretty good. The Fury card was good too. That card, it's another one I'm trying to think of. Yeah, that was a good card though. Yeah, name for name, this is a better card, I would say. Yeah, they got some big fights on here. I ain't gonna lie. All these fights are watchable. And could be some upsets on here. You never know. That does happen on PBC cards a lot when they're stacked like that. Yeah, name for name though, this definitely a better card. Even that Vos against Benavidez fight, that's gonna be a tough fight. Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. I think more so than that too, though, Jay Will. I think they got to stack them up though. They ain't got that many dates. They only doing one fight card a month. You know, usually they'll do like 2 or 3 fights a month, but they only doing like one fight a month, so they got to choose. You said that Maurice Hooker can't beat Blair than AB Got no shot. I don't think Maurice Hooker. I'm a Maurice Hooker fan, but I don't think he's as gifted of a boxer as AB. And Maurice Hooker could have. I feel like he was a weight class too high when he fought Blair Cobb. I don't feel like he was disciplined enough in the gym. So I kind of seen that Blair Cobb's loss. I mean, that Maurice Hooker loss coming in the Blair Cobb fight. A lot of them fights he was up, winning the fights, but not in shape enough. Yeah, but people, I understand what everybody's saying for Blair Cobb, but people gotta understand though. The only people that Adrien Broner's ever lost to was Hall of Famers. It's not like Adrien Broner just lost to anybody. He lost to guys who's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and he never got stopped. The way I see it is this right here, Nate. This is the way I see it. Just according to the stats. I know y'all looking at AB now, and AB in his prime is different from now. But even half of that, I don't know if Blair Cobbs is on that level. If Blair Cobbs would have gotten in the ring with a Maidana or something like that, he would have been finished. No, he ain't doing Maidana. Maidana got 88% knockout rate. Adrien Broner just fought last year against Bill Hutchinson. Yeah, he just got a lot of rust going on, man. He's still hard to beat. How old is Blair Cobbs? I think Blair Cobbs is like around 30. That's a good question. Blair Cobbs, 34. Blair Cobbs, 34. I'm thinking Blair Cobbs like 32, 31. Yeah, he did. I think Blair Cobb did a good job against Maurice Hooker and the other fight when he lost Rocha. I feel like he did a good job against Rocha and Maurice Hooker. So I see why people give Blair Cobbs a good chance. I actually feel like, I thought he was 31, Jay Will. Yeah, I like Friday fights. I ain't gonna lie. Nate. I like Friday fights better than I do Saturday. I don't know why. It's always been like that. Yeah, I like Friday fights. Yeah, I thought he was younger than that, man. I thought he was at least 31, 32. He 34? Oh, yeah, Tuesday nights? I still ain't did that video yet, man. I'm supposed to do a video. They bring them back Tuesday night fights. It's gonna be on Golden Boy, I think. Yeah, they bringing back Tuesday night fights. I see what they doing. They got a lot more fights going around. Yeah, back in the day. No, he was same age as Blair Cobb. Who was you saying the same age as Crawford? Who was saying Blair Cobb same age as Adrien Broner? I didn't know that. But yeah, Adrien Broner, man, he just doing all that yelling and fussing right now because he couldn't wait. He can't eat right now, so he's definitely a little frustrated right now. Oh, Canelo and Crawford. I mean, I'm a Crawford fan, so obviously I will say Crawford. But honestly, I got to see how Crawford looks at 54. But I had Crawford beating Canelo for like 2 years ago. I know it sounds cool now, but man, look, I used to get thrashed for saying something like that. You got to think of it. This before he beat Earl Spence, so people been saying he can't even beat a 47. So even when you say Crawford, it's like I don't know. It's not easy to beat Canelo, being realistic. That's crazy. Oh my god. I'm trying to see if they're gonna get a decent opponent. I don't know. In my mind right now, I don't want to sound stupid, but I mean, if Jay Will, if it was me, bro, bring in. I looked at all the names of the guys. Um, I know somebody said Mean Machine. Somebody else said I don't know. They said Rocha, not Rocha. Somebody else. It might have been Rocha. I don't know. It might have been Rocha and Santilli, somebody. But I was thinking more so like Rashidi Ellis or somebody like that. I mean, he just fought recently. He ain't got a lot of wear and tear on him. He's been active recently. He's been fighting short round fights, so he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on him. But I felt like Rashidi Ellis would have been a good opponent right now for Boots. The fight like 5 weeks away. Rashidi Ellis in shape right now. All he gotta do is basically start cutting weight. His brother got a fight coming up, so Rashidi Ellis fighting around the same time his brother would. That'll be a perfect recipe. So I think his brother is fighting Darius Fogel on the zone. So I think that's in July, I want to say, but it did a million? Yeah, but they still haven't put the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney numbers out. So to be real with you, that's cool if it did, but the fact that they ain't putting the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney numbers out, I got some suspicions about what they be talking about these numbers and stuff. That's the crazy part. I still haven't heard about what Canelo did. I think they said, hold on, I think they said Canelo did what, 500 or something like that. But I ain't heard about the Canelo numbers for real or the Ryan Garcia numbers. That's crazy. And do I think it did 1.5 worth? I mean, probably worldwide. To be honest with you, no cap though, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know about in America, but that fight didn't sell more than Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. That's a fact. It didn't do more than Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. I could tell by how the outcome after the fight. because it was a bigger buzz after Fury beat Wilder the first time. Well, not the first time, the second time. So usually I look at how like the buzz is after the fight, like with how the Ryan Garcia buzz was after Devin. They still, bro. I'm telling you, until I see those numbers, because the first thing I seen recently that made me kind of weird about the number situation was they said, oh, 20 million people or 30 million people illegally streamed the fight, and I'm like, how would you know how many people illegally streamed the fight? And then I was trying to figure out like they did that with another fight too. I think it was like Floyd or somebody. Oh no, welterweight division, they getting straight together. Welterweight division getting straight together. They got a lot of guys still hungry. Just had Brian Norman win, beat Centillion. After he beat I think he beat Rocha or something like that. Forget him. But yeah, you still got some guys around 47. Still got Ryan Garcia who can come up to 47. Yeah, Jay Will. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But I was trying to figure out because I'm like, man, because the numbers I haven't heard about I still haven't heard about. This is the only reason it's weird to me. And I feel like it's propaganda low key. Not that y'all saying, I'm just talking about the people that's putting it out. We still haven't heard the numbers about Ngannou and Fury. So these the first, like we done had Saudi Arabia fights already. This the first time we done heard about numbers out of Saudi Arabia. So that's why it's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's weird to me. He said, "Do I listen to Rick Glazer?" To be real with you, I've been right more than Rick Glazer has the last 12 months. No disrespect to Rick Glazer or whoever he is, but over the last 12 months, I've been more right than he is, and I know who he is. But he was just saying recently, like, "Oh yeah, Canelo gonna leave PBC and all the other stuff." Then he turned around and said, "Well, Al Heyman's forcing Canelo." Like, bro, stop it, bro. So he was one of those guys who was sitting up here talking about some Al Heyman forcing Canelo to do something. The same Canelo who Oscar De La Hoya couldn't force to do nothing. But Canelo come over to the PBC, a place that everybody said he don't want to be, he don't need to be at. But then all of a sudden they saying, oh, well, Al Heyman want him to fight Munguia. So nah, I mean, I listen to what he says, obviously, but it's obvious bias behind what he says sometimes. No disrespect to him, but I'm just keeping it 1,000. But yeah, he's right about a lot of stuff. But I know guys who's been on YouTube who's been right a lot more than what he has. No disrespect to him, just I listen to everybody though. I listen to everybody. But nobody is predicting what's happening right now. Like, to be honest with you, I like the YouTubers who predict what's actually gonna happen. Like if they say, hey, I feel like this is gonna happen. Those are the people who I listen to. Or people, I don't really listen to people on Twitter like that because I seen right now they don't really put too many facts out there. I mean, bro, if you're talking like, let's be real. If we're talking about facts all day, right? Just facts, not no opinions. Most of the stuff I'm putting up here is facts. Like this right here is a fact. Adrien Broner fought Maidana at 24 years old. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact. So a lot of times I just like to put facts out there. Not but what you have to do, Jay Will, also with this Ryan Garcia situation. That's why I'm not gonna have 1,000 people up in my chat because what they want me to do right now is lie to them like, oh well, why did Ryan Garcia do this and why did this person? Like all I do is get on here and tell the truth. But it ain't about that though in boxing. You know what I'm saying? If you're the only person telling the truth and everybody else is like, well, I'm just gonna say what the fans want me to say, who you think gonna end up looking crazy? I'm gonna end up looking crazy. What I take into the account is, do anybody got any bias behind them? And most of the time, these dudes got biasness behind them. They got biasness behind them. Even if you say, hey, man, like in my case right now, if somebody say, hey, well, Deontay Wilder did the same thing that Joshua did or so-and-so, I'll be like, oh, okay. But when I sit up here and I compare the two and I'll say, hey, man, this guy did this just like this guy. People don't want to do that. They're just pushing agendas. They're just pushing agendas. I remember when the zone first got started and everybody said the zone was a bad place to be at. Now they saying because Turkey Island Sheep make. Then I heard people saying that everybody was ducking. Now since Turkey Island Sheep jumped in the picture, nobody ducking. Then everybody said, well, it's about the money. Well, if it was about the money, that means ducking wasn't going on. You know what I'm saying? Like people, they gotta take that into consideration. They'll say that some of these guys are ducking, they don't want to fight nobody, or they're this and this, but they know the business. I done seen certain guys get up and actually say, oh, this fighter don't want to fight nobody or this and this. But the whole time they know this guy is signed to a certain person that's not going to make that fight. As we can see now, I just heard, just like a couple of months ago, I had to hear it. That's why I'm making an Adrien Broner video right now, because nobody else going to sit up here and tell you the real deal. Like what Jay Will saying, you got to take all the different sources into account. You obviously do at certain points, but some of these guys, they got chinks in their armor. They're not going to tell the facts. That's why a lot of times on videos I put out, they won't like start getting views till like 6 months later. Because people will realize like, oh, this fight is actually happening. Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. I can't tell y'all how many times that happens on my channel. I'll post a video like 6 months later. People be like, oh, this is actually happening. So I just got to build a reputation. That's all it is. But yeah, a lot of these guys be capping, man. And we ain't learned nothing from the Ryan Garcia situation. These dudes is they Agent Smith from the Matrix. I could get deeper, but yeah, they Agent Smith from the Matrix, man. All these dudes saying the same thing, and the stuff not even true. Like, bro, the whole Al Heyman situation was just weird. I'm like, bro, out of all these years, people like Canelo, his own boss, and turned around and said, oh, Al Heyman want him to do this. Al Heyman want Canelo to do what? Oh, fight Munguia. Huh? I thought y'all just said Canelo just left Oscar for the same reason. So that's why I be like, nah, I don't be listening to a lot of guys. Cause to be honest with you, Jay Will, the only time I listened to people on this channel was when I had put out that the Antoine Russell information. It was obviously wrong. But and then what's the other one? When I put out that Canelo, bro, they literally had on ESPN everywhere. Not ESPN, it was somewhere else. I still got the website, but they were saying that Canelo was gonna fight Crawford, I think in May or something like that. Then it was gonna be like Benavidez in September. I forgot what it was. It was weird, but I was like, then it was like Munguia in December. And then like 3 months ago, like, bro, I be taking some risks because 3 months ago I had to put up a video saying Canelo's gonna fight 3 times this year. You know, it's somebody walking around right now thinking that was clickbait, but it wasn't clickbait because he's gonna fight 3 times this year. So I don't know. In my mind, like, to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of these guys' time is passing as far as them reporting the news, because there's so much news that I'm putting out that they never put out before. So I feel like a lot of those dudes is cap, especially with this Adrien Broner news. All I gotta do is put out certain things about him and show people like he's not really being judged the same. Now let me ask y'all a question. What's harder? What's harder for Ryan Garcia to do? Fight a guy like Tank Davis when he's 24 and Tank's 29, or with Maidana? Because with Maidana, he's a full-blown 47. Maidana's a full-blown 47. Bro, I could literally go in today. Okay, I'm gonna just try to figure out what's going on, but this is amazing. Give me a moment. I just need 2 seconds. Wow. Bro, the stat I'm finna post right now, really? So people ain't putting this information out? Wow. Hey, bro, from now on, man, y'all better get some other guys to watch who y'all watching boxing on, man. For real. Like these guys been lying to y'all for like the last 10 years. Look at this stat right here. Adrien Broner went from 135 to 147 in 10. Well, why am I saying this in 10? Let me just put this. Same year. They ain't gonna put this information out. Look, Adrien Broner went from 135 to 147 to fight Maidana in 2013, same year. And everybody was laughing at this dude. At age 24. Man. Boy. Boxing history. Adrien Broner went from 135 to 147. Bro, now let me now let's get this straight now. Adrien Broner went from 35 to 47 in the same year. Oh yeah, he definitely did. Definitely did. I agree with you, Jay Will. Definitely did. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna watch that fight and the Ortiz fight y'all was talking about. I'm gonna watch both of those. And shout out to Nate too, man. Yeah, but Broner went from 135 to 47 to fight Maidana in 2013. Like, bro was really, he really that guy. But I just, like I said, over here, people who not from America, they come over here and see us having high standards for boxing, and they think that we're trying to make fun of guys and put them down. No, we have a high standard for certain guys because we have cousins and we have people in extended families and friends and neighbors who box too. It's a lot of people that box in America. So for a guy like Adrien Broner to be at the top of the line, the fans are gonna have high expectations for him. The first thing everybody said was he need to let his hands go. Of course. You know why everybody said that? Because we actually watched Adrien Broner and have high expectations for him. That's it. But as far as what he's done stuff that nobody else has done or doing right now. 35 to 47, that's Pacquiao type stuff. In 1 year, only Manny Pacquiao was doing stuff like that. And Broner was doing it before the age Manny Pacquiao was at. Pacquiao went doing, man, come on, man. But Pacquiao was doing some stuff now. I'm not gonna cap. But I'm just talking about in 1 year. Only person I've seen do that is Pacquiao. So this picture being up here actually made sense. Look at how that worked. Absolutely. Everything, absolutely, Jay Will. Everything I said in it, cause I want, cause I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm a huge Floyd Mayweather fan. I was looking at Floyd Mayweather when nobody, like even when Floyd was pro, bro. People didn't care about Floyd like that before the Arturo got really before the Diego Corrales fight. They wasn't checking for bro like that. You know what I'm saying? They had Roy Jones walking around and stuff like that. But so Floyd, he got his stuff late. But yeah, he did, bro. He did. He absolutely did. See the video I made about Floyd when I was talking about him and going at him, that had everything to do about Adrien Broner instead of Devin Haney. See, people think I'm mad about it, but I seen what he did from the outside looking in with Adrien Broner. I just been quiet over the years, didn't say nothing. But yeah, that I didn't like that situation. I didn't like that. I don't like that at all. I really don't. Very disappointed right now, bro, and a lot of different things that be happening. You know, when I'm sitting up here running around, because Jay Will, you know how it is. When I'm running around talking about even with what's the guy name? Dervinchenko. I feel like Dervinchenko gets the short end of the stick. Man, let me tell you something. Dervinchenko got lost to Munguia, Carlos Adames. He lost to Charlo. He lost to Golovkin, and he lost to Daniel Jacobs. And he never got a drop. Went 12 rounds every fight. So I be feeling like that about other guys too. It's not just the American guys, but yeah, I feel like Floyd hurt the expectations for not his expectations, but just the position he put him in. Because you gotta look at it. Dang, how do I say this? Yeah, man, Jay Will, you know, bro. Roy Jones was running boxing around that time. Exactly. Facts. Let me pin that up there. So Jay Will, that's the energy I be having sometimes. It come out as like, it'll seem like it's negative. The only reason it's negative because nobody else is saying it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only person who got to criticize. Everybody else want to butt kiss and not tell the truth. That's why every day we have secrets coming out or people talk. It's always history or gossip news, celebrity gossip news, because everybody want to hold on and tell fake stories for years. Then later on they want to be like, this is the truth. So we got a lot of liars walking around telling fake stories. That's why it's always some breaking news or some conspiracy or all that coming out, because a lot of these people be holding on to secrets. No, it wasn't the expectations. What happened was, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Let me go ahead and go to this real quick. And yeah, shout out to Jay Will, man. Cause Jay Will, I agree with everything Jay Will talking about. But I don't think it was the expectations, bro. To be honest with you, Floyd did it on purpose, man. He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. Because let me see. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Back in the day, I used to always feel like it was weird that Floyd fought Maidana after Adrien Broner. You know, some people look at it like he was just avenging his loss, and no, Maidana already had a loss. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like it was no avenging his loss. I feel like when Floyd jumped in the ring with Maidana, because people always say, "Oh, Floyd jealous." Bro, I've been watching Floyd for 20 years. I ain't never said that before. Even when 50 Cent got into it with Floyd, And I was like, and I was a huge 50 Cent fan at that time. I'm like, nah, that between them, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a pattern that keep going on. So at this time right now, it's more so like, and like Jay Will said, it's more so that I feel like Floyd is doing this with everybody. Like everybody ain't lying on you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't lying on you. So that was my whole thing about the video about Floyd Mayweather. It was, if I gotta say, it wasn't the expectations, it's like the position he's putting them in. He's giving these guys bad information. And he's over here extending his hand to a guy like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia got Oscar De La Hoya over there. If Ryan Garcia got Oscar De La Hoya, what kind of help do he need to get for Floyd? So that's my whole thing about it. Floyd's like, and I'm looking at it like, okay, Floyd's just helping the young guys. But nah. So it's like Floyd hurt his legacy the last 3 or 4 months. He really has. And then right after I put that video out talking about how Floyd doesn't help these young guys, Adrien Broner ended up right back over there with Tank Davis. Now he over there with Tank Davis. Right now. Tank Davis' whole team right now supporting Adrien Broner. And Floyd Mayweather nowhere to be seen. And that's supposed to be Floyd Mayweather boy. But it seemed like a young guy can't never get along with Floyd. And then people will say, you know how these young guys are? Yeah, but Floyd don't get along with the older guys either, though. So who we gonna throw them under the bus? How many people we gonna throw under the bus until we realize that's just how he is? Like even with Floyd, let me go back on something real quick. Like when Floyd fought, okay? So Floyd, let me go. This is for Jay Will too. I'm just doing this for Jay Will. As far as the years and stuff. So Floyd, like what, 45, 46 right now? Look up his age. I think Floyd like 45. Oh, Floyd 47 right now. Okay, so Floyd 47. Dang, bro. So Floyd 47 right now. That's a shame. AB and Floyd can't fix their relationship. Probably as they get a bit older, things will change. Oh, from what I've seen, it's all allegedly. From what I've seen, and it's all allegedly. From what I've seen, and this is the reason why I'm a huge supporter of Tank Davis, no matter what. From what I've seen, Tank has no problem listening to older guys, bro. Like, I even seen the position that Tank was in. I'm gonna do some videos on this soon. But when Tank had a difficult time trying to make sure that he shows his day one coach and trainer that he's a big part of his success, then trying to step away from being around Adrien Broner every day after seeing his day-to-day process and learning how to do interviews and press conferences and everything. Then you're around Floyd, who has, y'all know how Floyd is. So with Tank, more than anything, I felt like he always been in a tight position. So now he's at the position right now where he's like, you know what, bro? I've been sitting back 10 years. I always wanted things to run this way, and they always been going Floyd way. And right now, I want it to go my way. So, like, what Tank is doing is what Adrien Broner didn't do. Adrien Broner didn't leverage he didn't use his star power at the time when he was undefeated. He didn't use his star power to do what he needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Now Tank Davis is using his star power to kind of move a certain way. That's why he's doing things like putting certain clauses on people, and because he's starting to realize now his coaches know. Oh, these guys, like if y'all remember, Tank Davis had a situation where his coaches were saying that Bernard Hopkins tried to he possibly allegedly could have put PD cream on Tank Davis and made him pop for steroids. That's why Tank Davis was like, "Don't touch me, get your hands off me." And they were saying that, you know, he possibly can make him pop for PEDs. So with Ryan Garcia going through that situation he going through now, y'all see Tank Davis always had the right people around him. Adrien Broner, all these guys. Never disrespect to Adrien Broner. I've seen the Charlos cuss Adrien Broner and Tank out, and they just looked at him and just walked off. I was like, oh, I didn't expect Tank Davis to do all that. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So I've always seen things a lot different, especially this was years ago when Tank Davis and Adrien Broner walked off. Like, why are these guys cussing at us? And now if you look at it, Charlo and them still be cussing at people. It's just that Tank Davis, he done moved on. He don't really associate with that. But yeah, that's some stuff I seen early on though. It got nothing to do with Boston, but as you can see, it kind of plays a part. But Floyd don't got a good relationship with a lot of people, man, to be honest with you. It's a lot of people. Like I said, bro, as a American fans, we protected Floyd Mayweather to the highest point you can protect any kind of fighter. We don't let anybody say anything about Floyd. But Floyd's, he's oh yeah. I don't like when they do that. I don't like when they do that. They always, yeah, they were doing a lot of that. Even with Tank Davis, I don't know if Tank Davis would ever do business with Eddie Hearn because of like Eddie Hearn recently when Tank Davis was talking about him. You know, Eddie Hearn, he'll talk his smack in the you know, in interviews and stuff like that. But Eddie Hearn said something about he couldn't read well, allegedly. He said he couldn't articulate well or something like that. Not read well, but articulate himself well or something like that. It was something like that. I was like, whoa, what is this guy talking about? Yeah, it'd be a lot of weak stuff going on like that, man. So a lot of times I gotta be fair on certain things, but I give Tank a lot of credit though for not really throwing Adrien Broner to the wayside. Because a lot of times what people don't realize, by the time Maidana was 30 years old, he was retiring. After that Floyd fight, he couldn't see. People don't realize it's not easy. Maidana got a check from Floyd and he couldn't handle it. And people be like, yeah, Adrien Broner couldn't handle his money. Bro, it's not about handling the money. It's just that having the hunger for fighting and everything else. Like Maidana shows people it's not easy fighting a guy like Floyd, getting paid, then still getting in the gym after that. He's shown that. Conor McGregor showed that. You're just not the same after you get paid a certain way. But with Broner, him being able to still jump in the ring and have that hunger, you got to give him respect, bro, especially when you see how fat Maidana is. And another thing I wanted to say is it's a reason why I got Maidana's picture up there. Haven't y'all noticed when Maidana's like fat and stuff and working out and he was trying to get back in shape, everybody's encouraging him like, yeah, let's go. I want to see Maidana fight again. I hope he get back in shape. But like every time Adrien Broner does, it's like, oh my God, complaining like, bro, like if you really look at it, bro, I'm pretty sure, and I know Adrien Broner is it's hard to gamble on, but I'm pretty sure he would have been able to handle that Mayweather payday a lot different at age 30. I mean, the guy was 23, 24 years old, on top of the world, about to fight Maidana. And if you look back now, a lot of people don't do that. Even Ryan Garcia, he's fought Tank Davis, and then Tank Davis at 24 years old. And we see how that fight went. But you don't see the same backlash. And Ryan Garcia's fight went worse. Now, Ryan Garcia and Ryan Garcia and Adrien Broner took the same kind of challenge. Ryan Garcia fought Tank at 24, Tank 29. Adrien Broner fought Maidana at 24, he 30. But as you can see, Adrien Broner finished on his feet. But till this day, though, you'll still see Adrien Broner, memes up of Adrien Broner. Went 12 rounds and everything. This is what these people build boxing off of. Lies. They build boxing off of lies. So all these years, they're trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, Adrien Broner bum. Hey, he could be whatever you want. I know he ain't popped no PEDs. That PED situation getting worse, bro. The fact that people is actually okay with it, like, to be honest with you, we never made a big deal about it, bro. Y'all the ones who made Outside the Lines on ESPN famous, exposing all these athletes. They had a whole, bro, and it's all allegedly. They had a whole segment on ESPN where they was exposing boxers being on steroids. I ain't hear nobody jumping up. I mean, not boxers, but athletes. I ain't hear nobody jumping up to my, oh, that's a bad thing. Then you bring it up now. That's why I said, like, it's a lot of favoritism in boxing. It's getting exposed because people got to report the news a different way. I said that already, but as y'all can see, some of these guys, they got people complaining that they getting paid by other companies in their comment section. Didn't I tell y'all? I predicted that a couple of months ago that fans will start going to find out who these guys getting paid by certain people to say certain things online. These dudes getting paid to say stuff. That's why everybody put the same news out all the time. These dudes getting paid, man. Now the fans know it. That's why I ain't got to go around and expose nothing. All I got to do is let a day go by, and the truth gonna come out. The truth definitely gonna come out. It's coming out now. It's getting exposed right now. It's getting exposed right now. When these fans sat up here, the diehard fans of boxing sat up here and said, man, they need to cancel that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight, and still talking about it. Diehard fans. Y'all will never understand how crazy that is. Never understand. I remember Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney were doing their first little conversation when they was like yelling back and forth at each other after they signed the fight. Everybody was like, this is so WWE. Bro, these people change. They change with the wind, man. But yeah, as far as I'm gonna go back to the thing with Jay Will was talking about, but yeah, Tank Davis didn't really save Floyd Mayweather butt recently. Like over the years, he's made certain comments and deleted them, or somebody else deleted them allegedly, whatever. But he basically been saying the same thing I said. Especially when it came to Floyd. Like, I really didn't take Tank's side on the Floyd thing. I just stayed out of it. But when you got Adrien Broner in the situation he is, then you have other boxers. It's not easy. Especially when you see now, like, people got sympathy for Charlos and what they going through. What they going through just now, Adrien Broner was going through at 24 years old, 25. These guys in their 30s. And they crying. And Adrien Broner was in his 20s going through the same stuff. And it's funny how God works, because that's the same guy that y'all was poking fun at and acting like y'all wanted to beat up in the streets. But now y'all going through similar issues that he going through, mental issues. It's not easy in boxing. And people always like, what, man? Why you hard on Charlos? Because of that situation. I wasn't a fan of Adrien Broner, but I said, dang, disrespect him. You disrespecting one of the top guys in boxing. And he got Tank Davis standing right next to him, who's a younger guy in the game. And y'all just barking at these guys in front of the media like, what are y'all trying to do? Like, what are y'all trying to build up? And as they can see, it's not easy being on top. It's not easy losing a certain way to a certain person. It's not easy jumping back in the ring. You know, these guys got to take a lot of time off. Even when Adrien Broner lost to Maidana, still went out, fought Sean Porter. Went out and fought guys like Mikey Garcia. But these guys, they got difficulty getting back in the ring. You see how hard it is for these guys to fight once a year? Fighting once a year is impossible for these guys right now. Adrien Broner lost to Maidana 6 months later, back in the ring. 5 months later, back in the ring. Another 7, 8 months later, back in the ring. He fought 3 months before he fought. He fought John Molina 3 months before he fought Sean Porter. Adrien Broner fought John Molina when John Molina was still decent. 3 months before he fought Sean Porter. And they'll say, man, yeah, Adrien Broner, man. Adrien Broner what? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I really had to. That's when I started to grow as a real boxing person. You know, just reporting boxing. You know what I'm saying? I had to really grow. Can't have that biased mindset. I can't think like this is the 1800s. There's a lot of people walking around thinking like this the cowboy days. Like this is the 1800s with tumbleweed flowing around. When we got the internet flowing around now, all kind of facts and information. You'll put a fact up, but you know, you'll put a fact up like this, like, oh man, Adrien Broner went from 135 to 147 to fight Maidana in 2013, same year at age 24. Everybody be like, but this is my opinion though. My opinion, my feelings. Like, why would you argue with my feelings? Everybody have an opinion. Man, ain't nobody trying to argue with no wife, man. Get out of here with that energy, bro. And that's what a lot of people bring to boxing. My opinion is I think Adrien Broner is this. Well, I think Adrien Broner went to 135 to 147 in 1 year. And I think your favorite boxer never did. See, everybody want to have opinions now. They be trying to push opinions as facts. Man, stop it, man. Like nobody cares about facts, man. School is a waste of time these days. And I'm being dead ass because they don't care about facts no more. People don't respect facts, bro. You'll be like, hey man, this is a fact right here. This is this. You can look that up. People don't respect facts no more. When it comes to the Floyd situation, we got every American boxer that done said Floyd ain't helped me the way I thought he would. But he still get the benefit of the doubt. Just being real. I don't know how many American boxers right now can go to jail, get out, people accuse them of stuff, and then they still Gucci. I don't know, bro. I'm just being 1,000 with y'all. Even Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson went to jail and got out, he didn't get the support like that, like how Floyd getting it. They don't question Floyd at all. I don't know if y'all understand that. Floyd don't get questioned at all. When it comes to Adrien Broner, Tank, that's why I said, how we gonna sit up here and believe everything Tank saying, except for when it comes to Floyd Mayweather? So we gotta pick a side. Is he a liar or is he not a liar? That's why I put the video out with Bill Haney. Like, is Tank Davis a liar? Because Floyd Mayweather, no, man. Adrien Broner wasn't supposed to fight no Maidana at age 24. This dude fought Paulie Malignaggi and Maidana in the same year at age 24. I don't think people understand how crazy that is. And we got Canelo fighting Munguia, and people saying that's okay. And Broner was fighting Maidana and Malignaggi at 24. Some of these guys' best wins or best some of these guys' best fights on their resume. This guy was fighting at 24 years old. Man, in 20, 30 years, you'll see more people watching reruns of Adrien Broner than they would Triple G. Just because most people don't even know who won. They act like they don't even know who won the Triple G and Canelo fights. So that's one reason that those fights don't really get that much play. We can't even figure out who won the fights. Then the other fights, what, Danny Jacobs? You'll see more people watching Adrien Broner reruns just because he fought Pacquiao. Blair Cobb's gonna be Friday. Jesse Vargas, Mikey Garcia, Granadas, Thea Payne, Porter, John Molina. It's just a lot of people, man. Maidana and Malinaji the same year. Yeah, you gotta get credit for that. I don't care what nobody say. And if you don't get credit for that, then that's what the sport of boxing is going to then. And what I feel like right now is a lot of people in the sport of boxing do not respect these guys. Adrien Broner's not getting respect like that. Never has. That man went from 35 to 47, bro, in 1 year. And we acting like, yeah, you know. But nah, I don't feel like Floyd didn't have no expectations for him. Really, what Floyd did, as far as my eyes, was he rode the wave of Adrien Broner. That's why if Adrien Broner explained it, people be like, he a hater, bro. But it's the truth. Floyd wasn't going from 135 to 147 in 2013. Dang, I was supposed to go back and look up this stat. I was gonna look up for Jay Will. Dang. Where is it if I get on here? I'll probably look it up, man. But Floyd wasn't oh yeah, let me go back. Floyd 47. Yeah, let me look this stat up real quick. Floyd 47 right now. Look at something else too. So he started in. I'm looking at something real quick. So Floyd, yeah, he started in 96. Man, Floyd better sit back, man. What I just seen right now, Floyd got to sit back, man. He really do. Yeah, he got to sit back. So he was 27 around this time. 23. Yeah, he wasn't doing what Adrien Broner was doing. Like I said, the only person that was doing what Adrien Broner was Pacquiao. And that goes to show right there that a lot of these people in the game is not gonna be respected the same. This man was fighting all these guys at 24 in the same year and went up 2 weight classes. Man. Yeah, Floyd wasn't doing stuff like this. And that's what kind of irks my nerves about everything. It's like, was he trying to push these guys to be great, or was he pushing them to? Because when Floyd came around, Adrien Broner was like the hottest thing on the internet. I couldn't go nowhere on the internet without seeing Adrien Broner. So that's when around that time that Floyd started hanging around him and was in the club every night. Because Floyd used to go viral for being in the club, burning money in the club and stuff like that. So who y'all think that came from? That was more of what Adrien Broner was doing. That's more of what Adrien now. Floyd doesn't make videos like that. People will say, well, he's older. Nah, he don't make videos like that. 50 Cent still make the same kind of videos he did 20 years ago. Adrien Broner made the same kind of videos he been making. It's just that Floyd kind of draked the situation. He kind of went over there, got the buzz off of Adrien Broner, turned around, beat a guy that he just lost to. Then just to make it worse, he turns around and rematch the guy. And people will say, well, yeah, he did that. It could have been for allegedly, but for other reasons. He could have been doing it. So he could show how much better he was than Adrien Broner. Because you heard after that, Adrien Broner was like, yeah, why don't we get in the ring? Oh, nah. Nah. People looking at that like, oh, man, he's just looking out for him. He don't want to fight that guy. Okay, if you think so. Well, no, he don't want to fight him, but you know, like he'll fight these other guys, but to benefit him, nah. Doesn't make sense when you look at it, but it is what it is. Definitely doesn't make sense. But Broner, he showed everything that he showed everything these guys really not gonna do in this generation. They can try to. The only people that's doing is like Devin and Ryan Garcia. Well, that's a whole nother video. I'll name all them guys probably soon, but yeah, man, Adrien Broner, he gotta get his credit, man, for what he did. Even with the losses, I was like, yeah, he got losses in these fights. But yeah, but I know what I'm looking at, so that doesn't really matter. I know what I'm looking at. I obviously know he has losses in those fights. I've been knowing that for years, but the other stuff I kind of come out with as far as what's going on, but one thing I do know though is the clickbait is coming back in boxing though. Well, actually, the clickbait been all over boxing, and it's working too, bro. The clickbait definitely been working. If you look at the landscape of boxing, man, they've been clickbaiting their way through all this stuff. But yeah, Adrien Broner definitely doesn't get the credit he deserves. That's what I'm saying. Like at the same time, I understand what Tank's talking about now. I honestly understand what Tank talking about now. At this point right now, I know the reason why he picked his fights now. I see now. Can't really say nothing about it. I figured it out now. Like it's hard to even at this point right now, me knowing that Frank Martin the underdog, and I'm a big fan of him, it's like they making it hard to even root against Tank Davis at this point because I see right now. They're fans of him, but I don't know if people believe him about Floyd. Over the years, I don't know. I've noticed that recently too because people haven't really been asking Floyd about the Ryan stuff or the Tank Davis stuff. So I don't know how long time is gonna go without him answering those questions or somebody asking him. But they may never ask him. But it's kind of crazy. All this news is going around. Tank saying he was in Dubai. See, I still don't know if Tank Davis was lying or not. See, that news came from Tank. We didn't know if he was in Dubai or not. And it's crazy how, I don't know, I already explained that before, but it's just crazy how all that news just went away just that fast. Like, at first it was a big deal. Now it's like, oh, it's not a big deal. Yeah, that's wild, man. But that's all I got, man. Like and subscribe.